Parents, don't let the first day of school sneak up on you. So it's time to get your mind right and get prepared fast with my awesome tips. So stay tuned. What is up, my planning family? I'm Demetrius, your lovely planner, organizer, aspiring lifestyle coach, mom, veteran, and spouse. And if you are new here, welcome to D Plans It All. And a big shout out to all my returning viewers. I appreciate y'all. I'm feeling real good today because this is my third video and I'm getting a little more comfortable being in front of the camera. I'm a more behind the scenes person, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And also, I'm rocking a fresh retwist. What? Hair fresh? Got on my third video? I mean, what more could a girl ask for? All right, now that we got that out of the way, in today's video, I am going to give you a list of things as a parent that you may need to start thinking about as we approach the first day of school shenanigans. All right, so one of the first things I like to do as a parent is to go on the school website and print out the school calendar for the year. I know our county, they actually post the following school year calendar like months before the school year ends. So go ahead and go on the website, the school website, or wherever your school half there is located, and print out the school calendar. Hey guys, the school calendar is to me it feels like it's an open book test. Why? Because you have a whole year worth of dates that you can plan out when it comes to planning things around your kids' school schedule. You know, you can plan your PTO, you can plan family trips, family vacations. Um, Also, you can schedule your kids up medical appointments during the time that they're out of school. You don't want your kids' schedule to be a surprise to you. So printing out that school calendar and planning and looking at the dates in advance will cut back on a lot of stress in the future. And also, it'll help you plan out your PTO for the year. I mean, a lot of times you have to take off if you don't have a babysitter or any child care arrangements for when your kids are out of school. So being able to go ahead and put that PTO on your books in advance could be beneficial for you. But also, I know here in Georgia where I live, our kids have two virtual school days a year. So twice a year, the kids stay home and do work from home. Okay, you need to prepare for that. Additionally, here in Georgia where I live, these kids are out every dang holiday. I mean, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, all those holidays. You have to make sure you have adequate or planned childcare in advance for those days. I remember when we were stationed in Tennessee, and I loved it out there, one. But also, when it came to our daughter, they went to school on those holidays. Veterans Day, Columbus Day, our daughter was in school. 4 years later, we get orders to Georgia, and guess what? These kids are out of school on every dang holiday. So just preparing your mind for those holidays, those spring breaks, those winter breaks, those days that your kids are out of school can be beneficial. You don't want to be caught off guard, guys. So that's why I say number one is to familiarize yourself with your kids' school calendar in advance. All right, guys, the second thing is printing out your school supply list. The same website you went on to locate your school calendar for the year, they also should have your supply list on there as well. I know some schools put supply lists out on their Facebook pages, but I usually go to the county website, I print out the calendar, and I print out both kids' supply list. And start getting those supplies in advance. You don't want to wait to the last minute to get those supplies, okay? That will also cut down on the stress. Remember in my second video, we talked about ways that you can cut back on stress. It's by planning. So make sure you plan a day in your schedule to go and shop for your school supplies. You don't want to wait till the last minute. And for me, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, I waited to the last minute. I know I usually don't wait to the last minute, but for some reason, I waited to the last minute this year. And I think one of the kids needed like a specific color folder. And I went all to like three stores and I could not find that specific color folder. They were all out. And, luckily the teacher had extras in that color. But I said all that to say, prepare to shop for those items early in advance. I start shopping usually around June. The kids usually start school like the first week of August. So to me, June is plenty of time to get those items bought and put to the side for when they start the first day of school. Another thing I wanted to add about the school supplies, when we were stationed in Tennessee, at before the end of the school year, the kids got sent home a form where you could go ahead and order like a school supply kit for your kids for the next grade. So I thought that was so cool. So I think I paid like 25 or $35 when my daughter was in first grade. And then I did a school supply kit thing. And when she went to second grade, guess what? Her box of supplies were sitting on her desk with her name on it with all the supplies she needed for second grade. And I wish they did that here in the county where I live. But if your school offers that, guess what? Take advantage of that because that's one less thing you have to worry about before school starts. So just spend the 25, 30 bucks, $35 to get your kid their school supply list kit for the next grade. That way you don't even have to worry about it. Okay, y'all. So the third thing is updating records. And by records, I mean medical records, any type of immunizations or shots your kid may need, any type of emergency contact updates you need to change. And also prescriptions. I know my son, we have to get a new prescription every year as far as being able to leave it at school. He's allergic to shrimp. So we have to have an EpiPen at school for him. And also the doctor allow us to take Benadryl with it. So every summer I have to get a new prescription to make sure that his EpiPen goes throughout the entire school year. So third thing, updating medical records. The fourth thing is discussing your transportation arrangements. Are your kids going to carpool this year with another parent? Are y'all going to alternate the carpooling duties? Or is your child going to go from a bus rider to a car rider or a car rider to a bus rider? So just having that conversation or figuring out which option your kid is going to have this year. Start thinking about that ahead of time. I know for my youngest, he's been a car rider for kindergarten, first grade, and second grade, but now that he's going to third grade at a different school, we're thinking about letting him ride the bus. So before school starts, we're going to walk to the bus stop so he can get, familiar with the bus, where the bus stop is, and whatnot. And then, um, yeah, so he's familiar with the bus. But of course, the first couple of days, I'm going to drop him off just because me. I just want to make sure that he's at ease when it comes to going to this new school, going to a third, a whole new grade. And also a big change would be for him riding the bus. So just easing into him being a bus rider versus a full-time car rider. So discussing your transportation arrangements with your children ahead of time. The fifth thing is start creating a routine. Start having your kids go to bed early. I like to start my kids on a school routine, maybe like a week and a half before school starts. You go into bed early, 9 o'clock, and also you're gonna get up early as if you're about to go to school. I start waking them up about 8 o'clock in the morning because when school starts, they like to drag. If you have children that don't like to get up in the mornings, I think that starting that routine now or before school start backs will be very beneficial. That way they can start getting back into that routine of waking up early and going to bed early. Our kids try to stay up late over the summertime, which we let them stay up late, here and there, but usually their bedtime is 9 o'clock. And um, so we like to try to get them back into that mindset a week and a half before school start. All right, so the sixth thing is prepare meals or plan your meals for the week. This is a big deal for me during the year because my kids don't eat school lunch. They don't eat breakfast at school. So I have to make sure on Sundays that I'm preparing. I'm prepared. We're prepared to have the food to be able to pack their lunches and stuff for the week. Um, so in the mornings, both kids get breakfast. I wake up early. I make them breakfast, and then I also pack their lunches every morning. Sometimes I'm even putting my daughter a some turkey sandwiches in the oven, so that she can have for lunch. But it can be stressful. I know for me it was stressful because my little one, I would make him some certain things like tuna and crackers. Well, he would bring them tuna and crackers right back home when I would check his lunchbox in a day. And I'm like, buddy, why didn't you eat your lunch? So we got to figure out what is it that you want to eat so that you can have food during the day and you're not starving. So for the last 3, 4 months of school, my child was taking salad to school. So I would pack him a salad. I made sure he had an applesauce, a yogurt, and some bag of chips or something like that. But that's the type of meal that he was enjoying and he was actually eating. We pay for lunch, so um, might as well send the kids to school with something that they're actually going to eat versus, paying for school lunch that they're not going to eat. My daughter, she's pretty easy when it comes to packing her meals. So prepare your meals for the week, making sure that you have everything you need on Sundays to pack in their lunch boxes if your kid is a take lunch to school. I know for our kids, we also have to pack them a snack every day. So making sure that you have enough snacks to have send them to school with for the whole entire week. So prepare your meals for the week in advance. All right, so the next thing on the list to help you prepare for first day back to school is label your child's belongings. Labels belongings such as their jackets, their water bottles, their extra pair of change of clothes, their book bags, their water bottles. You want to make sure that your child has their name on those items because you don't want it to get thrown away because if the school staff finds those items, they don't know who it belongs to. They're either gonna put it in the lost and found, or throw it away. Now, my youngest child's school, within months of the school year of last school year, they were already sending an email and messages out to the parents with a whole lot of lost items. I mean, jackets, book bags, lunch boxes, like a whole lot of things that were just lost. And by the end of the school year, no one ever claimed those items. So the school have to donate those items to whoever, maybe the local community. But you spend too much money on this stuff. Put your kid's name on it so that it can be returned back to you in a timely manner. You don't want to have to keep rebuying water bottles or lunch boxes. Okay? So label your kids' belongings. The next thing is plan a school visit or attend your child's meet and greet. This will help with anxiety. And also, it'll help your kid become familiar with that school if they're changing, going to a new school, or changing the grades at a new school. So, attending the meet and greet, letting your kid walk through the halls, letting them meet their teacher, um, letting them walk through their schedule. If you have a child that has different classes throughout the day that they have to walk to, helping them with that, it'll kind of help reduce the anxiety that they'll have on that first day of school, getting them more prepared of where their class is, or who their homeroom teacher is, and meet a lot of their other classroom teachers before the first day of school. I know me personally growing up, we didn't go to not one meet and greet. I can probably count on one hand how many meet and greets that we attended. We attended growing up. We got on the bus and we went to school the first day of school without even knowing who our teacher was. But needless to say, this day and time, I like to ensure that my kids are familiar with the school beforehand because you don't want your kids, having anxiety on the first day of school or having the bubble guts, because they're so nervous. They wasn't prepared for any of these things. So you just want to make sure that you either plan a visit with the school or you attend your child's meet and greet. The next thing is get a whiteboard. Get a family whiteboard. Getting a whiteboard helps to track all your activities for the month when it comes to your children's activities. it helps the entire family. I add stuff on our whiteboard. I have it in the kitchen, which is a high traffic area. You want to make sure that's visible for the entire family so that they can see what's going on. As far as activities go, especially if you have several kids, you want to have they're all in different extracurricular activities, different sports and stuff. It'll help everyone be able to track who has to stay after school, who has practice on this day, who has practice on that day. My daughter, she's in several things after school. Like she's in band, so she has to stay after school sometimes. She's in FFA, which is agriculture. Sometimes she has to stay after school for meeting, and she's also in the Beta Club. So they have meetings like throughout the school year that we need to be tracking because since she's a bus rider and car rider, but mostly bus rider this year, we need to make sure like okay, we need to know what time to pick her up on those days. So guess what? Go to the whiteboard and see what time her pickup is. And her teachers are pretty good about sending messages about when they have to school. And guess what? When the teachers send those messages about what days these kids have to stay after school for whatever, rehearsal or whatever, I take those dates, I screenshot it, and I go right to my planner and put it in my planner. That way I'm tracking things that's going on with the kids in addition to things that I have going on. So nothing is a surprise. Um, Yep. So get yourself a whiteboard, make sure it's in a high visibility area. Use it to put down all the activities your children have going on. And if you have multiple kids, get creative with it. Use each a specific color for each kid, a specific color dry erase marker for each kid so you will know, okay, quickly see this kid got this kid got that. So that'll help prepare everyone and especially the parents so that they'll know that they're tracking everything that the kids have going on for the month. All right, so the next thing is get informed. And what I mean by getting informed, go out on your child's school Facebook page, follow them pages. That's the quickest way for schools. I'm realizing this day and time, a lot of schools post news, updates, and whatnot on their school's Facebook page. That's how they are able to get information out to the masses by putting it on social media. And if you have younger kids, I know with my son, there's his school they use Dojo, and Dojo is an app that you download and it's free. And basically, they use it to get information out to all the parents in a timely manner or something specific about your child that they need to get out to you versus having to text you on your phone. So get that downloaded ahead of time. My oldest daughter is a middle schooler, so her teachers just send you a straight up email through the county email system to let you know what's going on. So being informed is a really big one. You don't want to be again caught off guard by any surprises, any updates, or any changes, or even something as simple as early dismissal tomorrow. You want to make sure that you're tracking those things. So being informed, checking those their Facebook pages on a consistent basis to make sure you're staying abreast of everything your child's school have going on. And I have an extra little nugget for you. So, outside of those 10 things that I've told you already about being prepared before the first day of school, but also um, discuss expectations with your child. Again, discuss expectations with your child. Talk to your child about what their concerns are, what their goals are for the school year. I mean, children have goals too. So before the school year start, sit down with your child, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes and just talk to them about how they're feeling about going back to school. What can you do as a parent to help them, relieve some extra anxiety, help them talk through some different things that they dealt with last school year that maybe, we need to talk about it again before they start into that new school year to help, kind of, settle them down some before the first day of school. So again, discuss your expectations with your child. That's an extra little nugget that I'm adding for y'all. All right. I hope you found today's video helpful. With these tips, you will be well prepared for the first day of school. Now, if you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe button. And as a special treat, I am offering a free back to school checklist so you and your child can be more prepared and organized. This checklist has a section for essentials, a section for to-do list, and a section for goals and affirmations so that you and your child can kick the school year off with confidence. I'll link it below. Thanks for watching. Bye.